Have you ever been underestimated because you don't follow the crowd? What if I told you that there's a special type of woman, fiercely independent, incredibly smart, and often misunderstood, who thrives despite all the doubt thrown her way? Yes, I'm talking about Sigma females. Are you one of them? Sigma females are like the dark horses of the world, quiet yet powerful. They don't crave the spotlight but command respect effortlessly. Unlike alpha females, they're not loud leaders, but their wisdom, independence, and emotional strength make them unstoppable. Unfortunately, their mysterious nature often leads to misconceptions. People think they're cold, antisocial, or too independent for their own good. But here's the truth. Sigma females are simply playing a different game, a smarter one. So grab your coffee or tea and let's uncover how Sigma females outsmart those who doubt them. And hey, after each point, share your own stories in the comments. Let's celebrate the Sigma power. Number 1. She turns doubt into motivation. Let me ask you something. Has anyone ever doubted your abilities? Maybe they said you weren't smart enough, strong enough, or capable enough. And when you heard that, did you feel something light up inside you, like a little voice saying, "Watch me prove you wrong"? That's the mindset of a Sigma female. She doesn't crumble under doubt. She uses it as her secret weapon to fuel her success. Let's talk about why this happens and how it makes Sigma females so powerful. When someone doubts a Sigma female, they unintentionally give her a challenge. Instead of letting the negativity weigh her down, she flips it around. She thinks, "If you believe I can't, I'm going to show you exactly how wrong you are." But here's the key. She's not doing it to seek approval or prove her worth to others. It's never about pleasing the doubters. It's about proving something to herself. Sigma females thrive on personal growth. They are constantly looking for ways to better themselves, not because they feel they lack something, but because they believe in their limitless potential. Doubt from others acts as a spark that ignites this self-driven desire for growth. Imagine this. Someone tells a Sigma female she'll never succeed in starting her own business. Instead of arguing or wasting time trying to change their mind, she gets to work. Late nights, early mornings, learning, strategizing, all fueled by the fire of their disbelief. Months later, when her business takes off, the doubters are left speechless. This ability to turn negativity into motivation comes from a deep inner resilience. Sigma females don't let criticism or doubt define them. Instead, they see it as feedback, something they can use to grow stronger. Think about how powerful that is. Someone doubts her, hoping she'll give up, but she uses that same energy to build herself up instead. It's like turning lead into gold. She's an emotional alchemist, capable of transforming negativity into something productive and valuable. But how does she do it? It starts with her mindset. Sigma females are independent thinkers. They know that other people's opinions are just that, opinions. Those opinions don't define her abilities, her worth, or her future. This unshakable belief in herself allows her to focus on what really matters, her goals. Here's a real-life example. Imagine a Sigma female who's always been underestimated at work. Maybe her boss assumes she's too quiet to lead a team. Instead of getting angry or defensive, she quietly works on improving her leadership skills. She takes initiative, learns new strategies, and builds confidence. Before long, her results speak for themselves, and she earns that leadership role, not because she demanded it, but because she proved she deserved it. Another example might be in relationships. Let's say people assume a Sigma female can't be happy on her own because she's single. Instead of feeling pressured to conform to societal expectations, she doubles down on living her best life, traveling, pursuing hobbies, excelling in her career. The doubters are left wondering how she's glowing with happiness while breaking all their rules. One of the things that sets Sigma females apart is their patience. They don't rush to prove the doubters wrong overnight. They know success is a long game. It's about consistent effort, self-belief, and growth. This patience makes her victories even sweeter. When the results finally come, whether it's a promotion, a new skill mastered, or a personal breakthrough, they speak louder than any argument ever could. And what's more, by the time she's succeeded, the doubters often aren't even on her radar anymore. She's too focused on her next goal to care about their opinions. This ability to turn doubt into motivation is one of the many things that make Sigma females stand out. While many people crumble under criticism, she uses it as fuel. While others might seek validation, she seeks self-improvement. This combination of resilience, self-awareness, and drive makes her unstoppable. She doesn't need applause or recognition to keep going. The doubt of others is enough to propel her forward because she's her own biggest cheerleader. So, what about you? Have you ever had someone doubt you only to find yourself more determined than ever to succeed? Maybe it was a teacher, a boss, or even a friend or family member. How did you take that doubt and turn it into something amazing? I'd love to hear your story in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to keep turning negativity into power. And hey, stay tuned for the next point. It's all about how Sigma females stay unpredictable. You won't want to miss it. Point 2. She stays unpredictable. Have you ever noticed how some people are easy to read? They follow the same routines, say predictable things, and make choices everyone expects. That's not a Sigma female. She's in a league of her own, always thinking ahead, always keeping people guessing. And for those who doubt her, that unpredictability is her secret weapon. Sigma females understand one simple truth. When people can't predict your moves, they can't control you. This makes her a constant enigma, someone who's always one step ahead in work, relationships, and life. People who doubt her often try to anticipate her choices, thinking they've figured her out, only to be caught completely off guard when she makes a bold, unexpected move. Her unpredictability throws doubters off balance, leaving them questioning their own assumptions. Whether it's switching careers, mastering a new skill, or making a life decision that nobody saw coming, she keeps everyone on their toes. How she keeps doubters guessing. Society loves to put people into neat little boxes, but the Sigma female, she smashes those boxes. If someone expects her to be shy because she's introverted, she'll surprise them with her confidence in the right moments. If people assume she's too independent to care about relationships, she'll nurture deep, meaningful bonds on her own terms. Sigma females don't let stereotypes define them, and their ability to shift between roles, sometimes quietly, sometimes boldly, makes them impossible to pin down. While most people stick to familiar patterns, Sigma females are innovators. They don't take the beaten path, they carve their own. This is especially true in their careers. If doubters think she's stuck in one role or direction, she's already planning her next big move, like launching a side hustle, switching industries, or pursuing a passion project. By thinking differently and taking calculated risks, she ensures her doubters are always playing catch-up. Another reason Sigma females are so unpredictable: their calm demeanor. Doubters might expect someone to lash out or crumble under pressure, but not her. She doesn't show her hand or let emotions drive her actions. Instead, she carefully calculates. Her unpredictability wasn't just about surprising people. It was about proving that she could achieve success on her own terms. Doubters often expect people to explain themselves, to justify their actions, or to make choices that are easy to understand. But a Sigma female embraces the power of mystery. She doesn't overshare or feel the need to prove herself to anyone. This sense of mystery makes her doubters uncomfortable. They can't figure her out, and it leaves them second-guessing their assumptions. Her unpredictability is not about being flashy or dramatic. It's about being deliberate and strategic. And don't go anywhere. The next point is all about how Sigma females use observation to their advantage. Trust me, it's a game changer. Hit that like button if you think being unpredictable is a superpower. Point 3, knowledge arsenal. Let's talk about the fourth power move that sets Sigma females apart. Building an unstoppable knowledge arsenal. You see, while others are busy scrolling through endless drama and gossip, you're crafting your secret weapon, your mind. Think about it. Every time someone doubts you, what's your response? You don't get defensive, you get smarter. That's the Sigma way. Picture this. You're in a room full of people who underestimate you. They see your quiet confidence as arrogance, your independence as aloofness. But what they don't see is the hours you've spent devouring books on psychology, business, and personal growth. They don't know about the online courses you're taking at midnight, the podcasts you listen to during your morning runs, or the documentaries you choose over mindless entertainment. Every piece of information you gather is like adding another arrow to your quiver. Here's the beautiful part. While they're wondering why you're not joining their water cooler conversations, you're learning a new language, mastering financial literacy, or studying market trends. You understand something they don't. Knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom. It's the freedom to make informed decisions, to spot opportunities others miss, and to navigate challenges with wisdom instead of reaction. But here's what makes a Sigma female's approach to knowledge truly unique. You don't learn to show off. You learn because every piece of information might be the key to your next breakthrough. Maybe it's that random article about blockchain that helps you spot a business opportunity, or that psychology book that gives you insight into handling difficult personalities at work. You treat your mind like a garden, constantly planting seeds of knowledge that will bloom when the time is right. And let's be real, there's something incredibly satisfying about proving doubters wrong with pure competence. When they say, "You can't handle this project," you don't just handle it, you revolutionize it because you've been studying industry best practices for months. When they question your decisions, you can back them up with solid research and data. Your knowledge isn't just theoretical, it's practical, purposeful, and powerful. The best part? This arsenal of knowledge becomes your unshakable foundation. No one can take it away from you. In a world where people often judge based on appearances or first impressions, your knowledge becomes your secret superpower. It's the ace up your sleeve, the trump card you can pull out whenever needed. So to all my Sigma sisters out there, keep building that knowledge arsenal. Take that course everyone thinks is too advanced for you. Read that book that challenges your perspectives. Listen to experts in fields you want to conquer. Every piece of information you gather is another brick in the foundation of your success. Point 4. She observes, then strikes. Have you ever heard the saying, "The quieter you become, the more you can hear"? That's the secret weapon of a Sigma female. She doesn't rush to judge, act, or even speak. Instead, she listens. She absorbs every detail. And just when doubters think she's passive or weak, she makes a move so precise and calculated that it leaves everyone stunned. Today, let's dive into how Sigma females use observation to outsmart those who underestimate them. Sigma females are like chess players. They see the whole board before making a single move. While others act impulsively or jump to conclusions, she takes her time to understand the situation. She studies people's behavior, patterns, and intentions, all while remaining calm and composed. This quiet observation allows her to gather valuable information that others overlook. She notices small details, like changes in tone or body language, that reveal more than words ever could. Doubters often misinterpret her silence as uncertainty, but in reality, she's quietly gaining the upper hand. Think about it. While others are busy talking, arguing, or showing off, the Sigma female is gathering the facts and planning her next step. In a world that rewards loudness and visibility, silence is often misunderstood. Doubters think, if she's not speaking up or taking action, she must not know what she's doing. But that's where the Sigma female shines. She knows the power of restraint. She doesn't waste energy on unnecessary arguments or actions. Instead, she lets others reveal their intentions and weaknesses while she prepares her response. This patience and ability to stay quiet often catch doubters off guard. By the time they realize she's been observing, it's already too late. She's made her move, and it's flawless. A Sigma female's ability to observe isn't just about staying quiet. It's about knowing the perfect moment to act. Once she's gathered all the information she needs, she strikes with precision. Her actions are so well-timed and impactful that doubters are left reeling, wondering how she managed to turn the tables so effortlessly. Let me give you an example. I once had a Sigma female friend who worked for a company where her boss constantly underestimated her. He assumed she wasn't capable of handling major projects because she didn't boast about her skills like others did. But what her boss didn't know was that she had been quietly observing the team's weaknesses and perfecting her own work behind the scenes. One day, during a high-stakes meeting, she presented a proposal that was so well-researched and innovative that it completely changed the direction of the project. Her boss was stunned. He went from doubting her to relying on her expertise in the span of a single presentation. That's the power of a Sigma female who observes, then strikes. This approach works because it combines patience, intelligence, and confidence. Sigma females don't need to constantly prove themselves with loud actions or words. Their strength lies in their ability to stay under the radar until the right moment. By observing first, they avoid unnecessary mistakes and gain a deeper understanding of the situation. When they do act, it's with full knowledge of what's at stake and how to achieve the best outcome. This is especially effective in environments where quick decisions or emotional reactions are the norm. While others scramble to respond, the Sigma female's calm, well-thought-out actions shine like a beacon of wisdom and strength. Here's another example. Imagine a Sigma female in a social situation where she's surrounded by people trying to dominate the conversation. She doesn't compete for attention. Instead, she listens carefully, noting who is genuine and who is simply trying to impress. When the moment comes to speak, she delivers a thoughtful comment that adds value and shifts the entire tone of the conversation. In just a few words, she leaves a lasting impression, while the louder voices fade into the background. This ability to strike at the right moment ensures that her impact is memorable and effective, whether it's in personal relationships, social settings, or professional environments. So, what about you? Have you ever turned quiet observation into a big win? Maybe it was at work, in a relationship, or even during a casual conversation. Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you've outsmarted doubters by watching and waiting. Point 5. She masters emotional control. Let me ask you something. How often do people let their emotions get the better of them? They react impulsively, say things they regret, or make decisions they can't take back. That's where Sigma females stand apart. Drama, emotional outbursts, and impulsive decisions. Not her thing. Instead, she stays calm under pressure, and that composure becomes one of her greatest strengths. Today, let's explore how mastering emotional control helps Sigma females outsmart those who doubt them, and why it's such a game changer. Life throws curveballs, challenges, and moments of doubt at everyone. How we handle these moments says a lot about us. While many people respond with frustration, anger, or panic, Sigma females approach challenges with a cool head. This doesn't mean she doesn't feel emotions, far from it. She feels deeply, but she chooses how to express those emotions. Instead of letting her feelings control her, she takes charge of them. This self-control is a skill she's worked on over time, and it gives her an incredible advantage in stressful situations. Doubters often expect her to react emotionally, but when she remains calm, it throws them off. They don't know how to deal with someone who refuses to engage in drama or be rattled by negativity. One of the most common ways Sigma females demonstrate emotional control is by staying composed when others doubt her. When someone underestimates her or questions her abilities, she doesn't lash out or try to prove them wrong immediately. Instead, she observes, plans, and focuses on her goals. This calmness sends a clear message. She's not playing by their rules. She knows her worth and doesn't need to engage in petty arguments or emotional confrontations to prove it. Her focus remains on what truly matters, her growth and success. Doubters often thrive on creating emotional reactions, whether it's a boss who criticizes her unfairly or a friend who questions her choices. They expect her to get defensive or upset. But when she doesn't react as expected, it leaves them unsettled. Think about it. Someone criticizes her work in a meeting, hoping to provoke her. Instead of snapping back or getting flustered, she calmly acknowledges their input and then delivers a well-thought-out response. Her composure not only diffuses the tension, but also highlights her professionalism and confidence. By not giving doubters the reaction they want, she takes away their power. They're left scrambling, unsure of how to handle someone so composed and in control. Mastering emotional control doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means understanding them and using them wisely. Sigma females know how to channel their feelings into productive actions. For example, anger becomes determination. If someone doubts her, she uses that frustration as motivation to work harder and achieve her goals. Fear becomes preparation. Instead of letting fear paralyze her, she uses it to fuel thorough planning and readiness. Sadness becomes reflection. She uses difficult moments to learn, grow, and emerge stronger. This emotional intelligence allows her to navigate life with grace and strength, even in the face of challenges. Let me share a story. I once knew a Sigma female who worked in a high-pressure job where her manager constantly criticized her work. Instead of reacting emotionally or arguing, she stayed calm and listened carefully to the feedback, even when it was delivered harshly. Over time, she used that feedback to refine her skills, silently improving her performance. One day, during an important project, her flawless execution left her manager speechless. The same person who doubted her became her biggest supporter. Her ability to stay composed and focus on growth, rather than getting defensive, turned the situation in her favor. This level of emotional control is rare in a world where people are quick to react. Sigma females stand out because they've learned to pause, assess the situation, and choose their response carefully. This doesn't just make them smarter decision-makers, it also makes them emotionally resilient. When she refuses to engage in drama, it saves her time and energy. Instead of getting caught up in unnecessary conflicts, she channels her focus into her ambitions and goals. Mastering emotional control is a skill anyone can develop. Start by practicing mindfulness. Pay attention to how you feel in challenging situations, and take a moment to breathe before reacting. Over time, you'll find it easier to stay calm and respond thoughtfully, just like a Sigma female. Point 6. She wins with authenticity. In a world where so many people are trying to keep up appearances, authenticity stands out. It's refreshing, it's rare, and it's magnetic. Sigma females understand this deeply. They refuse to fake it or compromise their values just to gain approval or blend in. Doubters often don't understand this level of honesty. They expect her to play the same games they do, to exaggerate her abilities, hide her vulnerabilities, or put on a facade. She doesn't play by their rules. Instead, she stays 100% true to who she is, and that's what gives her an edge. While others exhaust themselves trying to keep up appearances, the Sigma female invests her energy in real growth, real connections, and real accomplishments, and the results speak for themselves. One of the biggest advantages of being authentic is that it builds trust. People are drawn to someone who is genuine, someone who doesn't pretend to be perfect or try to be someone they're not. Sigma females attract meaningful relationships because of this. Whether it's friends, colleagues, or partners, the people in her life value her honesty and admire her ability to be herself. This trust often gives her opportunities that doubters can only dream of. Think about it. In a workplace, the Sigma female isn't trying to impress people with flashy words or fake confidence. Instead, she earns respect through her hard work and honesty. When a leadership opportunity arises, who do you think people will trust? The one pretending to have all the answers, or the one who's always been authentic? Doubters often rely on smoke and mirrors to get ahead. They might exaggerate their achievements, manipulate situations, or try to outshine others by pretending to be something they're not. But here's the thing: you can't compete with someone who's real. When a Sigma female walks into a room, her authenticity shines like the sun. It's effortless and undeniable. People are naturally drawn to her because they can sense she's not putting on an act. Doubters, on the other hand, often end up exposed. The truth has a way of coming to light, and when it does, the Sigma female's genuine nature becomes even more powerful in comparison. Another way authenticity helps Sigma females win is in decision-making. While others might make choices based on what's popular or expected, she makes decisions that align with her values and long-term goals. This clarity allows her to navigate challenges with confidence. She doesn't second-guess herself because she knows her choices are rooted in her truth, not in the expectations of others. This often leads to smarter, more impactful decisions, whether it's in her career, relationships, or personal growth. Let me share a story. I knew a Sigma female who worked in an industry where networking events were all about pretending to be someone you're not. People would boast about their achievements, drop names, and try to one-up each other. She didn't play along. Instead of trying to impress, she was honest about her experiences and challenges. She shared her real story. No filters, no exaggerations. Guess what happened? She stood out. People found her refreshing, relatable, and trustworthy. Months later, when a major client was looking for someone reliable, she was the first person they called. Why? Because her authenticity left a lasting impression, while the others blended into the background. That's the power of staying true to yourself. Here's the irony. Doubters often fake confidence to hide their own insecurities. They project doubt onto others because they fear being exposed. When they meet a Sigma female who's completely comfortable in her own skin, it unsettles them. Her authenticity is a mirror, reflecting their own lack of self-assurance. While they waste time trying to outshine her, she quietly wins by simply being herself. Authenticity isn't just a personality trait, it's a choice. It's about showing up as your true self, even when it's uncomfortable or risky. If you're inspired by Sigma females, start by asking yourself, what do I truly value? Am I making choices that align with who I am? Am I surrounding myself with people who appreciate the real me? The more you practice authenticity, the more confident and empowered you'll feel. Point 7. She builds quiet influence. Quiet influence isn't about dominating conversations or taking up all the space in a room. Instead, it's about leading by example, inspiring trust, and letting actions speak louder than words. Sigma females excel at this because they don't waste energy on superficial displays of power or authority. Instead of trying to control people or situations, they focus on cultivating respect through their character, values, and competence. Over time, this approach earns them genuine influence, an influence that doesn't need to be announced or explained. Doubters often underestimate the Sigma female because she doesn't fit the typical mold of a leader. She's not loud or attention-seeking, so they assume she's not ambitious or capable. But while they're busy underestimating her, she's quietly making connections, observing dynamics, and positioning herself strategically. By the time doubters realize her impact, she's already established herself as an integral part of the team, group, or community. It's a classic case of under-promise and over-deliver. Sigma females understand that actions speak louder than words. While others might try to impress with talk, she earns respect by consistently delivering results. Whether it's at work, in friendships, or in her community, she demonstrates competence, reliability, and integrity. This lead-by-doing approach naturally draws people to her. They see her as someone who doesn't just talk about change, but actually makes it happen. Quiet influence is rooted in connection, and Sigma females excel at forming genuine bonds. She doesn't build relationships for clout or personal gain. She values authenticity and mutual respect. This approach creates a network of people who trust and admire her, which becomes a powerful resource over time. Even doubters eventually realize that her quiet network of allies makes her a force to be reckoned with. Sigma females don't rush into situations without understanding the dynamics first. She takes the time to observe, listen, and analyze before making a move. This calculated approach allows her to make decisions that are thoughtful and impactful. While others are busy reacting, she's already figured out the best way to contribute and lead. Another key to her influence is her emotional control. Sigma females don't let challenges or conflicts rattle them. This calmness inspires confidence in others, especially in high-stress situations. Imagine a chaotic meeting where everyone is panicking except the Sigma female. Her ability to stay composed makes her the person others look to for guidance and stability. That's influence in action. Let me tell you a quick story. I once knew a Sigma female who worked on a collaborative project with a large team. At first, she didn't say much. She observed and quietly contributed her ideas. Some team members doubted her, assuming she was too reserved to make an impact. But as the project progressed, something amazing happened. People started to notice that her ideas were always well thought out, and her contributions solved key problems. Without ever raising her voice or fighting for attention, she became the go-to person for advice. By the end of the project, she was leading meetings and making critical decisions, all because she built quiet influence through consistent actions and thoughtful contributions. The doubters, they were left wondering how she managed to take the reins without anyone realizing. Sigma females redefine what it means to be a leader. They prove that you don't need to be loud or aggressive to have an impact. Instead, they let their values, actions, and character speak for them. This quiet influence often makes a bigger impression than flashy displays of power because it's rooted in authenticity and respect. People aren't forced to follow a Sigma female. They choose to. If you're inspired by the Sigma female's approach, here are a few tips to start building your own quiet influence. Focus on actions over words. Deliver results and let your work speak for itself. Build genuine relationships. Prioritize trust and authenticity in your connections. Stay composed under pressure. Be the calm presence others can rely on. Observe and strategize. Take the time to understand situations before acting. Over time, you'll find that people naturally gravitate toward you, just like they do with Sigma females. Or, what do you think? Have you ever seen or experienced the power of quiet influence? Share your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear about your journey. And don't forget to stick around. In the next point, we'll explore how Sigma females use their resourcefulness to overcome challenges and outsmart doubters. You won't want to miss it. Hit that like button if you believe quiet influence is one of the most powerful forms of leadership. Point 8. Self-trust supremacy. Now, let's dive into the most powerful weapon in a Sigma female's arsenal, the crown jewel of all strategies, self-trust supremacy. You know that little voice inside you, the one that whispers, "You've got this," when everyone else is shouting, "You can't." That's not just intuition, that's your inner compass, your personal North Star, and as a Sigma female, you've learned to trust it above all else. Think about it. How many times have people told you that you're doing it wrong, that you're too ambitious, too independent, or that this isn't how things are done? But here's what makes you different. While others seek validation from the outside world, you've mastered the art of looking within. You've realized that the loudest voice in the room isn't always the wisest, and the most popular path isn't necessarily your path. That's the essence of self-trust supremacy. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine standing at a crossroads. Everyone, your family, friends, colleagues, society, is pointing in one direction. It's the safe route, the traditional path, the sensible choice. But something deep inside you pulls you in another direction. That gut feeling, that inner knowing, it's pointing to an unexplored path. What do? A Sigma female knows. She takes a deep breath, straightens her spine, and follows her inner compass, even if she has to walk that path alone. This isn't about being stubborn or ignoring good advice. It's about understanding that you know yourself better than anyone else ever could. You know your capabilities, your dreams, your potential. You've spent years observing, learning, analyzing, and growing. When you make a decision, it's not just based on emotion, it's based on deep self-awareness and careful consideration. Your self-trust is earned, not given. Here's the real magic. When you truly trust yourself, criticism loses its sting. When someone doubts your choices, you don't crumble. You smile, knowing they don't have access to your inner roadmap. Their doubt is based on their limitations, not yours. You've learned that other people's opinions are just that, opinions. They're not facts, they're not prophecies, and they certainly aren't your destiny. The beautiful paradox is that the more you trust yourself, the more others begin to trust you too. There's something magnetic about a woman who stands firmly in her truth, who moves with quiet confidence, who doesn't need external validation to know her worth. Your self-trust becomes a beacon, inspiring others to find their own inner compass. Remember this, every successful Sigma female you admire got where she is by trusting herself when others doubted her. Every groundbreaking achievement in history started with someone trusting their vision despite the skeptics. Your self-trust isn't just a feel-good concept. It's your superpower, your shield, and your guide. So, my fierce Sigma sisters, I want to hear from you. When was the last time your self-trust led you to success? Maybe it was a career decision that others called crazy, or a relationship boundary that others said was too strict. Share your triumph in the comments below. Let's celebrate these moments of trusting ourselves and winning. To recap, Sigma females outsmart doubters by turning challenges into motivation, staying unpredictable, mastering emotional control, and so much more. But remember, being a Sigma female is about being true to yourself, no matter what others think. You are your greatest ally, and your power lies in your authenticity and strength. Share your Sigma moments in the comments, check out our other videos on empowerment, and don't forget to subscribe. Together, let's keep celebrating the brilliance of Sigma females around the world. See you next time.